This week, I say that all banksmen are wankers. David forgets his trailer at an intersection, and Chloe talks about the hammery thing. So, let's go ahead and strap down, let's strap in, and let's do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
Hello, this is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Tom, and I am joined, as always, by my good friends, my co-hosts, and two people who've not melted, apparently. Oh, well, actually, no, David, you're in California.
That doesn't
Have
count.
you not set on fire? Well, no, but
I think it's fine. I think it's fine outside. I always have the option of jumping inside where it's AC. So I'm sorry, I'm a little bit privileged that way because most of our places over here do have AC. So
I genuinely, I nearly bit the bullet and bought it. I was dying this week. I
can't imagine.
Not fare well at all.
Tom just doesn't deal with it because he's ginger. That's all it is.
I'll tell you what. Let's introduce the guest. I'm going to talk to you about something because fucking hell, I had an experience and a half.
All right,
Rebecca, hello,
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast. We're going to do something where we ask you how we got into trucking and stuff like that, but shut the fuck up. I'm talking about this. I want to talk about this story for a second. No, not in an aggressive way.
Do we not want
just
to introduce the podcast, check out Salmon Slap and do all the proper protocol?
Right.
No?
Yeah, go salmonslap.com. Go and buy t-shirts. They are brilliant. You should go and check it out. Like, comment, subscribe. What else do you do on YouTube? Make sure you share.
Give reviews.
If you've got
Give us love.
Yeah, if you've got Facebook, just put a post out on Facebook. Say, check this out. It's brilliant.
Just say
Great.
we're amazing.
Right.
We are.
Right. Super amazing. Let me talk about my story
come
here.
on then,
Because,
hurry up.
oh my word.
Come on.
I'll tell you what, I had an experience and a half this week. I was traveling along the A500, so this is going going towards the M6, and I'm following other trucks following me not far behind, so we're kind of going in convoy as such. And I'm just chatting away on the phone, and next thing I hear this psst, and I thought, what the fuck is that? So this is on the hottest day. This is on the Tuesday. So the worst possible day to have a breakdown. Next thing, clutch malfunction, Jesus. Braking system malfunction. Then next thing, the brakes just come on. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, we're stopping. That's something that's happening. So
Did you make it to the shoulder?
I banged the beacons on, banged the hazards on. No, I did not.
How many lanes? How many lanes?
Because only two, but it's Stoke, and the problem is with Stoke, if something goes, Rebecca, you'll back me up on this one here. If something goes wrong in Stoke, it knackers everything up because it's all kind of. Yeah. It really is Stoke is one of these little linchpins where if it goes wrong,
you can really bollock some shit up that way.
Oh yeah, and I did. So, anyways, I had to call up a boss. Obviously, and my boss was like, right, so what's happened? What's this? And I'm watching the temperature climb up. By the way, the hottest it got to was the cab was reading 47 degrees.
But it wasn't really 47.
Jesus.
Well, that's that.
No, Tuesday did get up to about 41 in London. It was 38.
Just in the cab or reading the road, doesn't it?
Well, this is the cab because obviously you've got the heat from the road, stuff like that. So, anyways, it's getting hot, it's getting horribly hot.
Yeah.
And so I had to call my boss out because it's a live lane breakdown. He's had to call a wrecker out because obviously they can't be Volvo can't come out and repair this. And as a courtesy, I've also called Highways, which you shouldn't really do anyways because it's a live lane breakdown.
Yeah.
So Highways couldn't get a traffic officer out to me soon enough, so they then call the police. And the other thing they do is because it's a HGV and it's live lane, is they've also ordered their own wrecker. So at this point, police, highways, and two wreckers are now en route. Police get there first, highways get a few seconds later. The wreckers both turn up together at the same time. I'm there for ages, just absolutely, I'm dying. I do not do heat at all.
Yes.
So I get dragged back to Volvo, which is not terribly far away, and I asked the highways guy, which he couldn't help me because he's not supposed to, because he's not insured to, which is fine. But I asked the guy, could you help me to try and identify where the issue is? So we couldn't do that. So anyways, we got dragged back. We're at the gates of Volvo. The mechanic comes over to have a look and see what it is, and we turn the engine on, press the brakes, and it goes round, and there's a 12mm push fit that's snapped.
And that's it.
Anyways,
what is that? I'm sorry.
So basically, it's just two pipes connected together, and a push. It's just basically a push fit to kind of connect the two pipes together. He says, "Give you a minute." Walks back, brings another one over, takes the push fit off, puts the new one on, goes right. It's good to go.
Oh.
So you could have fixed it at the roadside.
That's it.
Literally.
Could have fixed it at the roadside. It took him less than 60 seconds to fix it.
Oh my lord!
And that included walking over to the fucking workshop at 60 seconds.
My actual lord!
And I was just like, and I said to him, "What? Was that it? I can go." And he goes, "Yeah, that's it."
How much did that cost the company?
Probably took more time to get off the record, didn't it? Literally.
Well, I don't know, but 2 wreckers turned up and it got recovered back to Volvo.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I would suspect the push fit. It was a metal one. Might have been a couple of quid. The rest of it, I would suspect, won't be more. But it would have probably been a little more than £2. Is a guess
because it's because the Volvo's under warranty.
$2,000, something ridiculous.
And
well, I don't know. I don't know if I would have thought something like that would be under the gold's the gold warranty with Volvo.
Yeah, but they've probably only got like an allotted amount saying, well, this is only like a £2 job, so we'll only offer that like 10 quid to fix it. And then you've got here like a $2,000 bill for all this unnecessary wrecker, and they go, "Why are we paying for this shit? this is not a thing that should be happening."
Because in a day, if you pay for a gold contract and it breaks down, surely that's still gold contract.
Well, I don't know. I've never really known there was contracts. Really,
Yeah. So you can.
I don't really know much about the insurance contracts.
Yeah,
It's not insurance. It's not insurance.
This is when they go through Volvo. They get Volvos and they pay a certain amount for certain vehicles or a certain amount of vehicles. You essentially pay a set fee, and they get a certain service or so much paid within this service. I take it. Is that right?
It covers everything. I think it covers pretty much everything, but like
so it's like recovery,
and tires. So brakes
like that.
Separate.
Obviously, general maintenance like brakes that would be separate.
I don't know if
that's what I mean. If
the actual recovery
covers
would
recovery, and they've gone, why the fuck did you recover for that?
Oh, I tell you, no. It does. Recovery is included,
right?
And I know that because I had another breakdown. Well, that's probably
a good
something
thing.
else. So it wasn't a big job, but they'd said the guy had come out from Volvo and had a look at it, and so he turned up onto the quarry, and it was I won't tell the company, but it was a company that was super health and safety, and the guy just wanted to come and just have a look over it and just check out, but they said that he had to have full class 3 PPE, and he had to have a risk assessment form before he turned up on site, which he didn't have. And so he turned up, and it basically the guy was breathing down his neck, and he needs to make a decision of what was wrong with it. So he just said, "Yeah, the driver broke it." And then,
sounds about right.
So he said, "Driver broke it."
Did they take one look at you
away.
and go, "Yeah, that's the one. He did it. Definitely him. He looks like one of those."
Probably seen my channel and been like, "Yep,
that's
100% makes sense.
Accurate,
that makes sense."
Yeah. I would come to that assumption. Not gonna lie.
I am curious as to what you guys have. What's the worst one you guys have had where a call out? Actually, I'm curious. Actually, tell you what, should we? Yeah. Before we get into this, should we
Rebecca come in? Yeah, I think we should. Now you've got that out of the way.
We are like
all right. So Rebecca.
Hello, Rebecca.
How long have you been truck driving? What do you do as a truck? What kind of truck driver are you?
So at the moment, I'm now driving curtains and containers. So going mostly to the same places, sitting on a bay, putting my feet up while they empty the container out.
so you've downgraded it as a status of HGV driving. You've downgraded to the letter.
I'm an expert. Yeah.
She couldn't handle it, so she's gone
I'm
down.
sure. Whoa, Tom. I'm pretty sure Rebecca can handle anything. All right.
Yeah. No, I actually.
No jokes here.
I moved jobs 2 months ago. I was at the same place for 4 years, where I done curtains, and then I moved on to tippers, and I moved up to another place. It was just better. It was just better money. Which
I will say you have landed on your feet with that company. They're really good.
They're really chill as well, which is what I like. You know, I can literally just get my job sheet and then bugger off and yeah, I'm done. You know, I know what I'm doing. I know my timings. I can just get on with my job. They're not on the phone all the time. And yeah, it's pretty easy. The worst thing about it is my drive home because it's 2 hours.
Oh no!
Like once or twice a week, isn't it? That is.
Oh, okay. That's because you sleep in your truck the rest of the nights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's not horrendous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not. No, it's not 4 hours a day.
No.
Some people do it.
That's the only reason I said I was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only reason I said I was okay with it is because I'm now out 6 days of the week, so I now do Sunday to Friday. I'm normally finished quite early on a Friday, so I always get me breaks in and everything on the weekend. But yeah, I do 2 hours up there and then 2 hours back on a Friday.
Not bad, really.
But because I'm out all week, it doesn't bother me. In fact, I think I use less fuel now than I did before, because before I was closer to town and I had a weekend.
Yeah.
So I could go out into
you're spending money.
Into the center. Yeah, exactly. So it's just done me a lot of favors. It's nice to move to a different company as well and try something else out.
That's good.
Now you stay in England, yeah?
Yeah. And
you don't cross over?
Yes, yeah. I do want to move at some point.
That's in the future. That does sound good.
Yeah.
But
it's
I'd kind of like to do it.
Yeah, it's
they
a good
let
job.
You out, Tom. God,
what actually got you into truck driving? Oh God, yeah, no, they definitely wasn't.
Yeah. What did you get you into truck driving then?
So, my dad's a lorry driver. But I didn't actually get in a truck with him because he's my adoptive dad. I didn't get in a truck with him until I was about 17, 18. I was in college, and he picked me up from college in the truck.
That's cool.
Were you embarrassed, or were you like, awesome?
So literally just yeah.
Wait, until what? So you got in your truck and you were like, yeah,
I'm on it.
This right here, this is now my jam.
My dad,
it's a done deal.
My dad actually said that when I got in the truck, my female nosiness came in because I was looking down on everyone.
That's the only reason we're truck drivers, Rebecca.
Yeah, and I just remember sitting there and looking around, and I went, I really like this. Like this is cool. Yeah. And I got him to teach me. I started going to work with him a lot more because I was doing van driving at the time. So I'd done a couple of night shifts with him on a Friday. He got me out, dropping, learning everything. Basically, I was out there pulling curtains, doing the lot, and I just fell in love with it.
That's cool.
And yeah, that's kind of So it's a cracking job. I get to pretty much.
How long have you been?
Do what you want in this job, isn't it?
That's the first story I've heard where someone's actually got into it from getting out in the lorry and loving it. Like we've all just fallen into it.
I loved it immediately.
Yeah, sorry, go on, David. How long?
I fell in love.
Can I just point out?
No.
No, I fell in. I was in love with it.
It just happened that your boss
was
goes,
a set of
"Do you want to just truck drive?" You went,
circumstances.
"Yeah, why fucking not?" That's how
Great
it
impression,
went
Chloe.
down.
Great impression.
No, I
It
didn't
was
say
spot
that.
on.
No, I did not say
right?
that.
That is so accurate.
Fuck you.
And that, to be fair, that's pretty much what I had.
I've been driving nearly 4 years. I've had my class one over 3.5. So yeah, it's a little while now.
Right.
So would you consider yourself experienced? Yeah. This is actually a topic that Chloe brought up one time. Ooh. And we were just kind of curious. Isn't like, do you think you can pretty much handle anything that anybody else could? I would consider that experienced.
I would say in the areas of what I've done in the last 3 to 4 years. So curtains and tippers, yeah, I can pretty much do anything. There isn't anything that worries me when I go onto the job. There's nothing that can send me to any part of the country, anywhere, and do any maneuver. Even if it's really difficult, it's fine. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
But if I was to do something that I haven't done before, then no, I'm not experienced. So it really does base yourself. Like I've done 1 or 2 flatbeds. I got
zero experience on
I've been driving.
I will say
I've been driving tippers for a year.
Are you okay?
So yes, I class myself as experienced, but there's still more to learn. Always is.
Are you okay talking about your the Lowe's that you had an incident with? You okay talking about that?
Oh, do you mean in the curtain? Yes.
Yeah. David, this shit.
I can't wait.
Right, then we need to hear about
it.
Yeah.
This is
okay,
terrifying.
Right. So
this is terrifying.
Before I became a tipper driver, and this is how I ended up on tippers. Okay. I went up to Liverpool, and I was picking up these 5-ton metal coils. I've picked them up loads of times. They're big, round coils. You stick bearers underneath them. You do cross straps on each of them, and they go in the middle of the trailer. I'd done them loads of times. Didn't bother me at all. And as I was coming through Liverpool, I can't remember the name of the road. It's the main stretch that goes right through the middle of Liverpool. It's the main A road.
Is this the one that's 3 lanes, but you never get in the left-hand lane?
There's always
just some random car. Yeah. I know the one that you're talking about. I couldn't tell you what it's called, but I know exactly where you're talking about.
Mad, in all fairness, but it was a Friday. It was on its way, it was sort of lunchtime-ish at the time. And as I was coming down the dual carriageway, I say the dual carriageway, but coming down the road, I was about to move over to overtake another car. I wasn't going very fast. I was probably only doing about 30 because it was quite busy. Yeah. And a car in front of me kind of put on his brakes and turned right it just was happening very fast. Yeah. I braked hard enough that I would have had to check my straps, but once he turned, I could have just kept going. Okay. Kind of one of them situations. Unfortunately for me, there was a fault or something in the truck, and the emergency brake came on.
Shit.
It brought my unit and trailer to a halt while I was still over lanes.
Yeah.
And basically, what had happened is, because you've got 6 coils on there, I think it was, the first 5 were pressing against the first one.
Yeah.
And it snapped the straps that were on it. It rolled down the trailer, smashed through the bed, and went into the middle of my unit.
Oh, fucking hell.
It done a considerable
Do you have pictures?
Damage.
That is incredibly lucky.
Do you mind sending them on to us so we can see? Everybody can see. Not right.
I love how David I want to see this.
You don't have to do it right now. But
yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely find them and send them to you. But basically, what happens is where you've got the airlines on the unit, the actual coil sat above the airlines. That's where it landed.
So you are incredibly fucking lucky that you weren't going any faster.
Incredibly.
And that didn't come from the cab.
Yeah, so basically by the time I'd started braking, I was probably only doing about 20 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And it warped the whole truck. If you sat in my unit, I couldn't put my back. Where my bed was, it bulged out.
Yeah.
And the freezer was fucked, the cupboards were fucked. It was, the whole unit was all warped, and just it was horrendous. And then it was on a Friday in Liverpool. It then started getting to rush hour. We had to close down the road.
Yeah.
The recovery came up. They had so we caused a lot of problems.
And that's all because some idiot basically broke in front of you.
It was more because there was a fault.
Yeah, but
I would say that
if you hadn't have done that, that's still
At least it happened at such a slow speed than if you were going 55 miles an hour. You know what I mean?
If I'd been going much faster, it would have.
Can I tell you?
Me, to be honest.
Oh, that's scary.
I tell you what, that is so scary, and it's one of them things that you do pass it off of it's not gonna happen.
It will, yeah.
The reality is that the headboard will stop it.
The headboard's gonna stop it.
That's the way you think.
Do you know the worst thing about it is I didn't realise how serious it was until the copper, the recovery, and the blokes at the recovery all continuously said to me, "You are very lucky.
Wow.
You are one lucky guy." The copper showed up, looked at it, and went,
"They've seen that before."
This actually
realize how.
This actually reminds me of something. I completely forgot about this for years, but it was I don't know, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. And
drown this out on this one,
but
just brought it back up.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap! Because as soon as you said lucky, as in what if, and then but anyway, so I was reconnecting to a trailer. All right, it was it was midnight when I connected to it. All right, but it was 4 hours later before I took off again because they were still unloading my truck. And so I went ahead and I backed up, but they were working on unloading it. So I connected to it really slowly so they couldn't feel it. Because I didn't want to get in trouble, so I was like, hold on, let me lower the airbags just a little bit.
Oh no!
You know what I mean? So
this isn't good. This story doesn't go well, does it, David? Go on.
All
right. So anyway, I kept backing up until I heard the click. All right, I heard the click. Airbags back up again. Blah blah blah, and everything. All right. So I got the green light. At 4 hours later, I did a little bit of a tug test like you always do. Just to make sure you were connected. So I decided it was so late I wasn't going to be able to actually make it back to wherever I was going to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my rig home.
Yeah.
All right. So there was a street that was and on the way home as well. There's a bunch of bumps. Now this was like 30 miles from where I first started driving. All right. So I'm on the freeway. I'm going 60 miles an hour eventually, and then I exit. I've got like 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of traffic lights, stop signs, little speed bumps, and everything. But for some reason, on the very last speed bump, my trailer fell off my truck.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It fell off.
It just fell off.
It
like bounced out.
It bounced out. I hit the bump. Actually, was it even? Yeah, I think it was a bump. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, no, it wasn't a bump. There was bumps. There was bumps, but I remember I actually got stuck in an intersection where there was no bumps. But of course I heard a clunk clunk, and then the airlines ripped off and hit the very back of my cab. I'm like, what the fuck? And now it's dark too. Good thing it was like 4:30 in the morning on a Sunday, so no traffic. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know what happened. So I had to like replay the entire night in my head. What did I do? I'm like, oh shit. I think obviously what happened is that when I connected to the trailer, because you can actually raise up and down your airbags, and because I didn't want to actually shake the trailer, I put my airbags down. So when I connected to it, the kingpin actually just rested inside in the fifth wheel, but enough to where I could tug. All right. So here's what I'm thinking.
So rather than it going underneath, it was on top, is what you're saying.
It was kind of. Right. So basically, there was probably an inch or two gap between the bottom of the trailer and the fifth wheel plate. So it didn't go past it or anything.
Oh,
right?
well,
so
now I have a new phobia when connecting trailers up. This is not something I ever worried about.
You should have this phobia. You honestly, God, you should have this phobia. And ever since then, I can't help but check to make sure that there is zero.
I didn't know this was something I have to worry about till now. This is horrible.
Yeah, you absolutely do. You always need to make sure that your fifth wheel plate and the bottom of your trailer, there is no gap. So, but here's the thing. But now I want you to start thinking about, I went 30 miles. I was on the freeway. What if I hit a bump on the freeway?
Jeez.
Now,
I feel like when you connect the clip though, you would automatically see. Like I have noticed when my fifth wheel's not been completely flush against the trailer, and it's usually something to do with the air on the trailer, and when it's leveled out, you're fine. But I would have thought when you connect the clip, you'd be able to tell if there was anything wrong.
But
no, as in like it's all mechanism. There's no electronics involved.
It wouldn't be any further off.
Yeah, and it all pulls and it's fine.
Would be.
Yeah,
the only way is literally it would be when the back of the trailer lifts up and the front the back of the trailer goes down. The front lifts up. It literally is just lifting it off because it's like a kid's toy where it's just literally just pinned in. It's just like a pin that's gone straight in.
Now that particular type of truck, I can't remember what. I think it was a Volvo. But that particular, it wasn't. I don't think it actually mattered that it was a Volvo. It was more of the manufacturer of the fifth wheel. It was actually known. It was known to happen, unless you were checking. Okay. So basically, when you're if your trailer is just a little bit too high, or a little, it could be like it could be like a millimeter.
You've got to know about it to recognize it.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, but no, as in but you should always be checking. I just did this shit pre-trip.
Well, you know what?
My boss told me
my Volvo fifth wheel and all of Volvo fifth wheels. So okay, so it's happened with two of the.
You better not be dissing Volvos.
There's something with the Volvo fifth wheels when the bar that you the bar that you pull out. I'm sure I've talked about this previously. The bar thing that you pull out.
Yes.
The fucking bar thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm fucking talking about.
You sound so professional.
Okay. The bar thing.
Yeah, go on, the bar thing. Go
right.
on.
So that thing.
Come on.
Whenever you take it in for service, you disconnect the trailer. It always clips back in again. So when you come to reverse back up to it, you're like, well, it's not fucking going in. So then you get out and you pull the bar. And I had a phone call off 2 new drivers with the Volvos. And the second they called me, they were like, I can't connect my trailer plumber. I'm like, I know exactly what the issue is. I said, you need to pull that fucking thing out. And I didn't. And the Mercedes didn't used to do that. The Scanias didn't. The DAF didn't. It was just...
Maybe it's a safety
Although,
thing.
Again, this is coming from a tipper driver who Rebecca will confirm.
And how are you giving like advice for this? Like literally,
again,
how are people?
I refer to my previous comment.
Sorry,
shut the fuck up.
But seriously,
I don't know.
But like my boss told me a story about how when he used to tramp and stuff like that. I don't know what it was, but he basically turned up to pick up a truck and trailer, and he all checked it out. It all looked hitched up, all fine. But he got about an hour down the road and then pulled into a services. And he said the moment he started pulling in, something didn't feel right. The trailer wasn't sitting in the right position. And he pulled into the services and parked up. And he was about to park up, and basically it wasn't in the fifth wheel. It sat in front of it.
Oh, wow.
And somehow he'd made it for an hour driving without it falling out. So he must have literally just been pretty much
I was
going to
say
the whole time.
That is a steady driver.
Oh
how
my God.
Literally, how he managed to get away with that whole time. He must have literally just had a straight road.
Feeling. Yeah, the sinking feeling he must have had when he looked at it and
can you
realised.
imagine pulling over and going, holy fuck, how did that happen?
You just know, it's like when you get out and see your airline wrapped around something and you catch it just before it pings off, or, you know, you get that kind of prickly feeling where you're like, oh, fuck.
It's not right,
It doesn't occur to me, surely it wouldn't be that hard to have some kind of like a factory-fitted sensor. Because I do think that there are companies that have them aftermarket, but a factory-fitted sensor that just had a green light to say...
Well, we've said this before, because
haven't we?
Wagon drag has a sensor.
We have
so
had
mine's
this conversation.
got a red and a green button. Yeah. Because we had it with Chris, didn't we? So when I reverse up to my trailer, it's wagon drag, obviously, so it's different to your guys. I haven't got the safety clip, the dog clip like you've got, but we've got a light. So we've got a red light, obviously, if it's not hitched up, or we've got a green light if it is. And that's how we have it. Obviously, we have like a little bar that pops down with a red light as well, like a red
but I will say...
So
when they are connected, they are connected, because you can't really... I don't think you can drive off with a drag
unless it's like got a dodgy connection. It's connected, really.
Yeah.
There is, because like there's buttons, there's like the lights in the cab, and then there's also on the outside you got like the drop down. I don't know what you call it. There's like a drop down thing. Hammer, I don't know. It drops down.
You were having a go at me for not knowing what the bar's called. The drop down thing.
Okay. That, I'm sorry, so many people have class 1 and drive Arctics. They're going to know that thing, all right? But the
bar, the pulley out bar.
The pulley out
bar.
That's the technical name for it. The pulley out bar.
Just if you are just tuning in, welcome to the UK's largest trucking podcast. How?
I know, right? Because of our very educational naming
the listener,
of things.
make this possible.
It's because naturally most truck drivers don't actually know the real names. They do
anyone
just
knows the real name. Yeah.
We are talking about fifth wheel pull.
Yeah.
The part you grab with your hand and pull out.
Been on the phone.
Yeah.
You could be on the phone.
This right here. This is why we need a producer. This is why we need a producer.
Yeah,
why is he still? How is it? I thought he was going for a week in America, but no, he's bloody gone fucking.
No, he's gone for a month. He said that from the start.
A month.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
A month of balls deep. Jesus, he's crazy.
Did he actually tell us this? I did not listen to him.
He did.
This is very clear.
I've not listened either. I haven't got a clue.
Who's balls deep for a month?
Producer. We have a salmon that talks normally, and we've not got him for a while. It sucks.
Oh.
But
By the way, I've literally Googled fifth wheel pulley out thing. That's genuinely what I've googled.
The fifth wheel pull out. Yeah, okay.
I bet there's going to be a whole forum for it as well. I bet you.
You always get that one dickhead that knows the exact name for every bit on a truck, and everybody's.
But then they're the ones that have never done the job either. So they're like, "Oh yes, you mean that thing?" You're like, "Yeah, yes, I do."
What you mean like the suit who comes over and tells you he's an ex-HGV driver, and you're like, "Yeah."
You're just like, "Yeah, all right, mate. Calm down. Fuck off." Come on then, attempt to producer.
What do you got for us?
Well, I'm not a producer.
Come on. Well, you're trying. You may as well perform and do it. Come on.
I don't know. I don't really know what. Oh,
meanwhile,
it
come on,
says
dance monkey.
right. So it says right. I found something on eBay. It says just fifth wheel operating handle. It's an operating handle.
Sounds about right.
Da-da.
It operates.
If I'm honest with you, that feels wildly anticlimactic.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know.
What were you hoping for?
I normally just say pull the fifth wheel and put the donk clip on. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I actually don't even know what a donk clip is.
Well, when you're training, it's black, isn't it?
It's
black. BL brake legs.
BL. One second. It's
as clip.
Black.
Now, Rebecca, 100% of my driving has been in America.
Oh wow!
I've never
just
actually
occurred
driven
to me
in England, so a lot of the terms I actually don't know. All right, you
come on.
Yes.
Right. So it's basically when you hook up the fifth wheel and you put the clip next to the pulley out thing bar.
Yeah.
Basically, something coming out.
I've not got the results I wanted. I've searched black truck driver helper. That's not what I wanted.
Tom!
Well, I was looking for black as in like BLAC. That's what I'm looking for. But
and what's come up?
Tom.
Dildos.
Well, what do you think's come up? If I type that in, what do you think has come up? No. Dildos. So you think, after typing that in, truck driver helper, black, your first thought is dildos. That's where we're going with this.
Are you shocked?
Yeah,
I'm not surprised Chloe said that, by the way. You shouldn't even be surprised with that.
Yes, thank you.
I don't know. I genuinely do not know.
You should be embraced.
Sorry, Rebecca, what were you saying?
Tom, I was going to say, Tom, that is a truck driver's best friend.
It might be your best friend, but...
Oh, we're doing well. Have we even got into
what?
Yet,
I feel like the very
topic we're working
we
on.
jumped. There was a topic.
Okay.
There was like, have you ever caused a traffic jam, basically by breaking down? You know.
Yeah, when a foil went through my unit.
Yeah, okay, that's probably an okay one. That's passable, I suppose. Was it? You stopped a little bit of traffic in Liverpool.
That's a good one.
Fine. All right.
I must admit, that was my worst one, but my funniest incident, which was a very amateur mistake to make, was in my yard. This was incredible. Okay, so I dropped a trailer. I had timber on. It was all on the front end. I didn't realise or hadn't quite.
Regular listeners to this podcast will already recognise where this is going.
We know exactly where this is going.
It hadn't quite occurred to me that all the weight was going to be on the front end. So I dropped the trailer. Now, bearing in mind, I got out from underneath the trailer. I pulled out from underneath it, and I was looking at the trailer, and I thought, is that rocking ever so slightly? And then I just watched this trailer rock forward and just do a 90-degree angle.
Was it in slow motion?
It sat there completely up, just resting on the ground. The legs didn't break, nothing. It was just 90 degrees in the air in my yard, all to see.
Were you on agency at this point, so you just drove off going, trailer's round the corner, mate?
Drop the trailer. It'll be fine.
Gone, I'm out.
Sign here.
Yeah, I got out, and my boss came over, everybody else came over, and they were laughing at the fact that nothing had broken. The trailer had just done a 90-degree angle stop, and it was in the air. So they had to get 2 forklifts to lift it up and stick a unit underneath it. No damage. Nothing. It was just
So what?
That's amazing.
So it did take a lot of weight. So was it not? if it didn't, I'd have thought if there was a lot of weight on it, it'd have just kadunk straight down. But it must have been
it was enough
almost balanced.
It must be tipping point.
Yeah, it's just enough weight that put it off balance, but not enough to snap the legs or anything. So the legs were holding. It just meant that the front of the nose of the trailer was resting on the ground and the arse was fucking 80 foot in the air.
That's amazing. That is literally.
That is great. That is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is brilliant. That.
Safe to say, I got very dodgy about hooking and unhooking after that.
Yeah, I can just imagine. It's something that we've said on here a million times before. Them people who come running over to you and saying, "Don't do that shit."
Yeah.
Generally speaking,
they've done that
shit. That's experience.
What cracked me is after I'd done it, my main boss, like the OC in the place, actually come over and said to me, "You are not the first, and you will not be the last."
No.
And that is so true.
Do you guys ever forget to remove your airlines and electricals off the trailer and just drive off with them still connected?
I haven't done that myself.
I have, yeah.
I know someone who has, and he got out, and I think it was the yellow airline was stretched thin and tightly across the
my lord
trailer because he hadn't snapped it off yet. He just had it stretched.
Lucky bastard.
That's
I've done it.
Yeah, the airline was fucked, but I haven't done that myself. But...
So I've thankfully never done it.
Really?
I've thankfully never done it.
No. Oh my god, you're gonna do it now.
Okay, let me just say
Next
I've not done it.
I've fucking done it.
Yeah, I can imagine. The one with tipper drivers.
Surely.
The one with tipper drivers is and tipper drivers
Hydraulics,
and walking floors is the I set off with that pipe in and I started to disconnect, but it was still the front of the trailer was still resting, and I was panicking about it because someone else had done it the week before, and I got out, and so I'd gone and checked that, but that was very, very, very close to kind of getting to a stretchy point.
Yeah, the closest I've done is where I've done a UE and my red airline. It was the first time I'd ever done a UE. And my dad pointed out to me that you could have the red airline, and it literally had just hooked round the corner of one of the buckles on the trailer. And he pointed that out to me, and I never done anything like that again. So that was the closest I had. I nearly ripped the red airline off.
So what was that? That wasn't with a tipper?
No. That was the first time.
I was going to say, yeah.
That was basically the first day out in an Arctic. It was the first time I'd ever done it.
Right.
So yeah.
So I've done it with the ABS brake. I've managed to snap that off, which wasn't a biggie. I just went and got a new Susie, and then I've managed to do it in the yard with both airlines. I don't know how I did it with both airlines. And obviously you get around the corner, got on the weighbridge, and I was like, Sykes a bit dodgy here. So I was like, I'll just keep cruising over like nothing's happened, and then literally break down as I get off. Just completely run out of air. I was like, I fucked up.
Someone was saying to me this week that I don't know, because the problem is you get with truck drivers. So one person says one thing, the other person says the next thing, and this piece of information. So he said the yellow airline doesn't do anything anymore because all the brakes are electronic.
Oh wow!
Because the yellow one doesn't do anything.
So what's the point of it?
I haven't heard that before. To be honest, the amount of noise mine makes when it comes off, it best be doing something.
Yeah, but
there's pressure in it.
On my truck and trailer, there's only pressure in one. To be fair, so I get that. But then surely I'm not on every single truck, like you say, Rebecca.
I've got pressure in the red
pressure,
and the yellow airline. They're both.
Then it must be doing something.
I don't know what the yellow airline does.
There's as much pressure in.
I must admit that
we don't have a yellow airline.
Air in and one drags out.
On my tipper.
We only have two airlines. We have a blue one and a red one, and we have a green pigtail, which is the electrical. Just three.
Oh wow!
Right, so we've got a red and a yellow one instead.
Now I'm guessing the red one supplies air into the trailer, while the other one controls the braking.
And then the yellow ones.
Yeah.
Well. So it was called the auxiliary, but that's what I understood. It controls the braking, but because the braking, what he said was because this is again, this is why we need a producer, but because the electronics does it, that we don't need the yellow one anymore.
Yeah, maybe
or something.
The problem is I've had it on certain trucks and trailers where the yellow doesn't have any pressure in it, and then others it does.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do and I don't. But I mean, I'm pretty sure Voser would be pretty pissed if they saw you driving around with no yellow on.
Oh my god, yeah, can you imagine that?
Oh, so what do you think? It's just certain trailers have it, certain trailers don't have it.
Yeah, possibly.
Or certain trailers, but we still plug it in because.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, like when I was at my old job, whenever I hooked up to tippers and most of the curtain siders in there, the yellow had no pressure. Whereas at this new job I'm at, every single curtain, every container I hook up to, the yellow's got pressure, and it's probably got more pressure than the red one, to be honest.
Okay, so I've got mine. Mine's got no pressure at the moment, but it's recently had a bit of work done to it. Before that, it definitely had pressure.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether I just presumed it was something like you put in the computer that one has more pressure.
Honestly, even though I drive them, I'm embarrassed to say I ain't got a clue.
No, I haven't got a clue. I know if you rip them out, you stop. That's all I know. If you don't rip them out.
Red one out, you've got a serious problem.
Yeah, literally. If you rip one of the other Susies out, it's fine. You just go and get a new one. But the airlines, don't fucking break them.
Yeah.
I will
now, with my job, I basically on any given day I could be taking the airlines off or on 50 times a day. All right, that was my part of my job. So I did it so much that by the time when I actually did it, I would have the routine. I would take the airlines off, lower the landing gear, raise the landing gear, open the doors, whatever it was. All right, but it got such repetitive where when I got into the cab, I had to ask myself, did I actually remove them? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
God,
removing
I hate that.
them. I always go back and they're removed. But I would never ever. I could never remember actually doing it because it was so natural. It's like, do you remember the fifth last step you took? No, meaning as in like when you're walking, you don't. It's just something you do every single day.
I've realised that
doing it, and
with the same places that you travel to. If you do, like when I used to go up to Nottingham quite often, I would almost not remember the path that I'd just come off, and I'm like, wait, did I take the right?
How did I get here?
Did you put your turn signal on? Did you come out in front of somebody?
Did I drive? Did I see that car I nearly crashed into?
That light, was that a green light or a red light that I just went past?
Yeah,
when you're fueling up and you do your fuel cap, or when you're doing the legs and the airlines and whatnot. I have to go back and look because I'm not entirely too sure if I've done it, even though I have. But I can guarantee if I don't look, probably the time I've not done it.
It is literally like when you leave the house, isn't it? I've got my wallet, I've got my keys, I've locked the door.
I check my back door.
Turn the lights off. It's literally the same with the trailer.
3 times before I leave the house, I check my back door's locked.
Okay, so I've got a confession for you guys. This is quite.
I love the
Go on, we love
ahead.
this. Go on.
I ran a red light the like last week.
On purpose or by accident? Did you literally just go, oh fuck it?
No. So, it's worse than that. I set off on a red light, and then I got angry at the car driver for being in front of me. And it was only the second time that I went there, I realised, oh shit. So basically, there's one set of traffic lights, then there's another set of traffic lights further down.
Oh shit!
No,
yes.
no.
And I watched the wrong traffic lights, and they went green. And this guy came out from the side like, "You fucking dickhead, get off the fucking road, you wanker!" And then I went the second time. I was like, "Oh shit!" They go green first, and then I go.
Do you ever do the opposite?
Yeah.
Do you ever do the opposite and stop on a green?
Oh,
I've done that as well. I've done that as well.
Oh my god, I've done that too many times.
Oh.
And then you get some guy peeping behind it, and you're like, "Oh shit, this is the one that's just here." Because the thing is,
you know what?
You're always looking ahead. As a lorry driver, you're always looking ahead. That's the problem.
You look further down the road.
I find the worst one for traffic lights are the ones where you've got the covers on them, so you can't actually see the colour.
Yes,
yeah.
I hate those ones. You can't see what it's doing.
I'm not looking at that one. I'm looking at the bright one I can see.
Yeah.
But it's
it's so embarrassing when you do
by
that.
the wrong ones, like doing that. Problem is us truck drivers cannot see the green light because it's down.
So have you noticed You know when you have not the permanent ones, you know they've got some roadworks. They obviously cover all the proper ones up, and they put new ones in. And obviously you pull up to where you would normally sit, and then realise you can't see the traffic light right next to you because it's on a weird angle. And you sit there going, "Oh shit, I don't know what colour I'm on right now." And then you wait for someone to like move, and you go, "I'm gonna wait for a beep. I'm just gonna wait for the beep. Someone's gonna get pissed off and tell me to fucking move." Because if you go, you're gonna fucking crash into someone, and you're just like, "I can't see it."
Yeah, I've done that far too many times where I've pulled up and I can't actually see the light next to me.
Yeah, literally.
So I think I might.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Your lights are on the side, not above. Is that the ones you're talking about?
Yes, you've got red and green, haven't you? Above
all of our lights, 99.9% of our traffic lights are always above, and they're not at the line. They're actually on the other side of the road.
No, so we've got.
So
them
if you're
literally next to you, some of them we might have a bit
further
like
away.
Sometimes get a pole with a traffic light ahead of you that is the same as the ones next to you, but they're predominantly next to you on either side of the road where you park to.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you've got to think in a truck, you're sat on the front of the. You're sat like against the windscreen. So when you're on the line, you have to look out your side window to be able to see it. And if you're not looking at that and you're looking in front,
it's just another example of how America is better than you guys. That's just actually the only reason we're better at anything is because we learn from your guys' mistakes.
I really,
so there we go.
That's probably very true.
But
you don't have roundabouts.
We let you.
Oh my God! If we only had
let's not start that again.
If America, no, let's not start on the roundabouts again.
If we were just
don't start on the roundabouts.
All right,
we talked way too much about that last time. Let's not do it.
You barely even touched it. That was a huge topic.
It's like a whole episode nearly related to it.
You just want to send somebody from America over to Milton Keynes, and they'll have a fantastic time with the amount of roundabouts there.
Oh my God! Yeah, Milton Keynes.
Is that the one with the 5 roundabouts outside the big roundabout in the middle?
No, that's not.
So I heard
Swanton.
So I can't remember who it was. So I had someone I worked with I used to work with in the pub, and they took someone out that came over from America or somewhere, and they literally took them all about like country lanes, and they obviously hit the country lanes at the right time because they didn't meet anyone. And this person literally turned around and said, "I commend England on the amount of their one-way systems, how amazing it is." It's just like, what are you fucking on about? This is a country lane, mate. This is like literally our roads. And basically this guy had gone round for about half an hour thinking this is all one way.
Oh, wow.
So I can't even remember where I heard the story. But it's just like,
how? Come down that road then.
Wait.
I know.
No. Right, back up here a second. So he did what?
So basically, I can't...
What did he do?
I was in the pub when I was working back in the pub. I can't remember who told me the story, but I remember it. And basically, someone from America or Australia or something had come over, and they'd gone out in the car with him for like the space of a good half an hour down these country lanes in Devon. You know how narrow they get. And they'd literally... the one chance they hadn't met anyone coming the other way, because it does happen occasionally. You'll be going.
If he did, he would have thought he went down the wrong. He's going the wrong direction.
Yeah, and it's like, David. Honestly, our lanes are so narrow. Like some of them, the country lanes, ridiculous.
Hey, lived in Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. All right, shut up, me.
Well, no, but the thing is, though, not all country lanes are the same.
No,
everywhere's got different ones. So you guys, are you the ones? Have you? Yeah, no, but is that the ones with the kind of it's
you come
almost
into
like
that,
it's like
you will just have hedges
angle
next to you with the banks, and you'll go down the lane.
Next to you. Yeah, with a little lay-by.
You'll get
every now and then they can fit a car in a car,
and you will definitely get a tractor driver come full steam ahead down that lane.
Yes. So this person basically had gone out in this car for about a good half an hour and they'd gone down all these country lanes, and they were just like, fucking hell, England have got it here with their one-way systems. How amazing is that? And he's like, wow, like this is literally like country lanes. This is like a main road at the moment. Yeah. This may as well be an A road, you know? And it's just like how different it is, really. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I will say, I have seen, there are a couple of places where they have got one-way country lanes, and they use them almost like a roundabout.
Really?
Yeah, I cannot think where it was, because we were delivering... Where was it now?
Yeah, but hang on, is that for like festivals and stuff? They'll do that.
Yeah,
no,
they'll do that.
no,
They'll do that.
Obviously, you'll have one way in and
they'll
one
do that
way
for West
out.
Point and extra. You
No.
go around the back of the lanes.
Yeah.
No, this was basically it was a one-way system. I can't think what it was. We were delivering equestrian surface down there, and the one-way system went down, and then it went left, and then you could come back on yourself.
Was this the one you came to Plymouth down to? You asked me about.
No, it wasn't that. That one there. Oh, that one was an experience because the freaking woman. You always know it's the red flags with them ones there, where someone calls you up and they're like, well, if a customer calls you on a job, it's bad.
Oh no,
it's bad. Because and then she calls me up and she goes, "I'll meet you." Why are you going to meet me?
Oh no!
Why do you need to meet me?
Oh.
And then she goes, I said, "You have had Arctics down here before." Well, we've not had Arctics, but we have had a coach down here. Okay, yeah, okay, no, that's fine. I can work with the coach. I can work with the coach. That's fine.
It's quite a decent size.
It's a decent size. As long as a coach has got down there, that's fine because they're not quite as manoeuvrable. I think I can work with that. And then so what was it she said? And then she called me back up again to see how long I was going to be, and she's like, she goes, "Yeah, you're absolutely fine. The minibus is about to go," or something like that. And I was just like, "The minibus, like coach? Oh, we don't get coaches down here, but the minibus comes down."
Oh no!
What? Is you already halfway committed?
No. I'm like 4 hours into this journey. I had to take a break partway through it. It's that long, so it was a journey and a half to get down there. And she's like, and I said to Pete, he said, "Coach, oh no, I meant the minibuses." I said, "This is a 50-foot Arctic."
Oh wow!
Oh no, it'll be fine. I'll meet you in the car. And I got there. I've got it on recording, and it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And it gets down, but god dang, it gets tight. Like it gets tight.
You know what? I had one very similar to that. I was doing a delivery down. I had like loads of bags of is it iodine? Really, really not great on your skin if you get it on there, sort of thing. And I had ton bags of that, 4 of them. And I come down these lanes, I basically mapped my way out to this place, and I rung this bloke again, looking at this lane I was going to have to turn down. And I said to him, I was like, "I just want to double check. This is the lane I've got to go down." I explained it all to him. I made sure it was definitely the one.
Yeah.
He went, not a problem. I said, "Am I going to be able to get down there?" I said, "I am a fully blown Arctic, the work."
Yeah, not tippers. I've got all the pointy, sticky out bits.
Yeah.
Bits
this was on a curtain cider, so I had all the extra. I had the height, everything to go with it. And I explained everything to him, and he went, "Yeah, you'll be fine." He said, "You can get a double-decker bus down there." Okay, all right, cool, no problem. So
you can't. That as far as it goes.
Yeah. So
it doesn't. Yeah, that's as good as it gets.
Sounded so confident. So I turned down this lane, and as I was carrying on, I thought, yeah, it's quite nice. And then it just started getting smaller and smaller, and I thought, it's fine. He said it was cool. And then I looked at this turn, right, and it was this big, massive, sweeping right-hand bend with a left-hand turn that was practically going back on yourself.
Oh,
no.
My
God.
I had to go round this right-hand bend, and I thought, well, there's no fucking way a double-decker bus would have come up here. And as I've kept really tight to the hedge to avoid this cliff-like drop that was next to this right turn.
Oh, no.
I was coming round this corner, and as I'd done it, I actually cannot remember how I did it. It was so stressful and panicky.
It just made it.
I did it, and I don't know how I did it. I honestly look back now, and I'm like, I don't know where that skill came from, to be honest, because to come back round and then you had to basically practically do a U-E without having the trailer go over the edge and without taking out the hedge next.
And you're
to
making making a right hand turn, correct?
Oh, so this is
it was it was a left hand turn after the right hand sweeping bend. and then a left-hand turn that's basically back on yourself.
So you could actually stick your head out the window and watch your trailer.
So this is
go
getting
backwards
on
while
speed.
your truck's going
yeah,
forward.
yeah, basically. I probably could have touched my trailer.
Just like crash around the corner, yeah.
Have you seen them Chinese trucks? And they've got like the thing, like it's got like a kind of jack that they put down at the back, and they kind of literally just they literally drag it. It will get on to like that level of turn away.
I got down this little. So when you do the left turn, it goes down into this like cobbly little track, and then you end up in this courtyard. And I pulled up, and this bloke come out, this old bloke, and he went, "What are you doing down here?" And I went, I said, "I'm doing a delivery, mate." I said, "I rang you up. I'm guessing it was you." And he went, No, you haven't rang me. And I explained it to him, told him the number, and he went, "Oh, shit. That's the builder, and he's never been down here."
Oh, no.
Fuck.
And he said to me, "I don't know
Lord.
how." Wait. The builder, who was so confident that I could get down there, had never been to this delivery site yet. He was due to go there.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
And you made it down there, though. Fucking
got in there,
hell.
but the worst bit about it is, you know that right hand
how'd you get
I
out?
did? It basically cut a line through my curtain and ripped the iodine bag.
Oh, no.
So I spent 4 hours basically with this old bloke. We had to take the iodine bags out because it was a tail lift delivery as well. So I had to take all the
my God.
Please tell me this builder got a bollocking. Seriously.
I somehow managed to get all of this iodine out of the bag onto the plastic bags on the floor. I was covered in it from head to toe. I was so itchy. And then I had to lift. I used the pallet tracks. I had the pump ones at the time as well, so that was great fun. And pull these fun pallets off. And we finally got them all off. He gives me water to wash myself off, and I can't even remember how I got out. It's gone from my head. It's blanked.
You just woke up next morning.
Way out. I'm just going to black out and just get the fuck out.
I don't remember how I got out, but I did. It is one of the worst ones I've ever done. Because and it was the fact that he just said the builder had never been down there, and I looked at him and I went, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
See, the only thing close I've had to that is where you go up a lane. Like we've had skips is nothing compared to the Arctics, all right? We have the trailers and that, but that is nothing. And we've had the odd one where you'll ring up and they'll go, "Oh yeah, we've had things bigger than you down here." And you're like, "Okay, well I must be able to get down there." And you get down there, and they said they've just had a delivery of like a big digger and all that. You get down there, and you've literally ripped all your guards off. You've done all this damage. You're like, but they said they've had bigger lorries.
Yeah.
Get down there, and they've got this little like 3.5 ton flatbed thing that's just unloaded this tiny little digger. And they're like, "Oh,
it's that
this size."
That thing where they say,
we
get trucks down here all the time." Yeah. What? Full 44-ton Arctic trucks, love. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had the same, like, because obviously I'm in the bigger skip lorry, and you'll be like, "Well, we've had your skips in here before.
Yeah.
You had this lorry."
You know what?
Yeah, it was definitely your lorry. I was like, "I'm the only one with this lorry." No, you haven't.
I had this with Travis Perkins, where I would turn up and I was in the 6-wheeler, and obviously that's that thing's. I think it must have been like, was it 35 foot or something, which like some of the place that some of the place that we went to, because it wasn't the length of it per se, but it was the fact that the actual the kind of the center point is nearly halfway down the truck, so you have huge amounts of swing and you've got rear steer, so it was a nice truck to drive, but it was it was sometimes getting some of the locations, and there's some place that you went, and I had that so many times where I turned up, and they said, "Well, we've had you before," and I was like, "No, you haven't. You've had Rob here before in the truck that's like nearly 10 foot shorter than mine. You haven't had me in here."
And then they wonder how you struggle, and you're like, "Well, I'm in a bigger lorry." They're like, "Oh no, the other guy did it better than you." You're like, "Fuck off!"
That one always
throw it out.
And they go,
"I hate that
truck's
one.
bigger than you in here," and I'm like, "No, you haven't. You have not. I'm calling you out on your bullshit." I had an argument with a farmer. I was actually in tippers at the time, and I hate it when they argue back when you clearly know what you're doing and they don't. And I remember this farmer, and he wanted me to tip inside a warehouse. And warehouse, right? And I looked at it and I went, you want me to tip in that one? And he went, yeah. And I went, you know, that's only about, I don't know, argument's sake, I'll give you an extra bit of room, 15 foot. You do realise my trailer goes about 50 foot in the air? And he went, nah, you'll be fine.
Oh.
And I went, no, I'm telling you now, mate, I'll lift the roof off your warehouse. And he went, you don't know what you're talking about. I've dealt with fibre fossum trucks all my life.
Oh my God, please tell me you lifted the roof off.
I said, I'm telling you something now. I'm not doing it. You either have it outside or I'll just take it. Because I really don't give a fuck.
Did he ever bring up that, because you're a woman driver?
Yeah, you do get those problems sometimes where they do just automatically think. Like, if I hit with my dad in the past, I can be with my dad and they will automatically talk to him, not me. They'll go for him first.
Yes.
Or if I go to talk to them, they'll go to my dad or the other male driver I'm with, and I'll say to him, oi, you know, I'm the one talking here. I'm the one that, you know.
Yeah. So I've had the same, where I've been training a Roro driver, like one of our new Roro posse crew, by the way. I'm just adding that in there. Basically, I've been training. Shut up. I've been training up Rob, and then we've gone to a site, and they've literally started talking to Rob like he's training me. I'm like, wait a minute. Actually, I know what I'm fucking talking about. Rob's lovely, and he knows what he's talking about, but still not the point. I'm the one fucking training it. Fucking shut up.
Because my dad was with me at the time, and my dad just stood back and just let me deal with it. Because, like I said, I was the one that spoke to the farmer. I was got there. So,
well, no. Your dad saw how angry you were getting, and I was like, I ain't getting involved in that shit. I'm just going to go ahead and step back on this because someone's getting clouted and it's not me.
She's on it.
I audacity of what he was saying. So I purposely parked it right outside his warehouse, the one that he wanted me to tip in. I tipped it all the way up outside the warehouse door, and I got out and I turned around to the forklift driver and I went, do you reckon that's gone above the roof? And it was like fully higher than the roof. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was hugely different. And he went, yeah, I reckon it has a little bit. I said, good, make sure you tell your twat of a boss that. And I walked off. And I didn't, I even completely forgot to get the paperwork signed.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I had a full-blown, I got, there's a spot, and tell you what, I don't work there anymore, so I'll fucking call him out, because he was an absolute,
who was it?
Absolute wanker. I can't remember the company. Do you know Preston? As you're going past Preston, junction 32 is at 31, and then as you're driving along, there's a farm on the right-hand side. So you're driving up north, and it's right on the motorway. Do you know what I'm talking about, Rebecca? It looks really weird because it's right on the motorway.
Yes, I think I know which one you're on about.
So that's a feed, like a little feed mill. And I got in there in my Mercedes, and this was actually, I think I've talked about this before. This is the one where I said it was the worst turn I'd ever, or worst reverse I'd ever done, because I had to have. Well, no, I didn't, because I had to have someone hanging on. I had to have someone hanging off the mirror because it's dark you can't see. Off on the left-hand side. Anyways, so I'm sure I've talked about this on the podcast previously, but I went back there again when I was working for Farrington's, and I had to do a slightly different turn, and I said, I don't think the Mercedes is going to do this.
Oh no!
Yeah, it will. We've had so. Anyways, I said the Mercedes, they don't have a great grip. Yeah. It's going to slip out. So I'm just saying, I'm just warning you. That's all. And so. I'm having to rag the fucking thing. It's spinning and spinning and spinning. It's kicking up stuff and all this. It's getting no traction. And I have to take a run up and do an accurate turn with the trailer between two tractors with a run up.
Oh my God!
Now the guy is screaming at me saying, "God, you gotta do this, this, and this, and this." And I'm trying to. Anyways, I lose my temper with him. And so he just walks off at one point, and he walks off and then just leaves sight. And he's honestly, he's been an absolute bastard to me. So I just get left to have to do this thing. I hit the roof while tipping, because it was one of these ones where there was beams. You know the tips that you have to do. You know the ones that you have to hit, that you have to have to lift it, and then as you drive forwards, you got to drop it, and then you've got to lift it again to get. It was one of them, and I hit the ceiling while doing it.
Yeah,
and it was just I was.
Thing is, it's so difficult to try and see the ceiling whilst you like the amount of times I've had to been stood outside the truck, have a look, and kind of lift it while I'm on the floor because I cannot see. You can't see at all if you've got nobody with you.
I called my planner up.
What the hell is going on?
Tangents
here
are fun.
Oh well,
who gives a shit about the fucking time? Keep talking.
I called up a boss.
I need a wee.
Right. Well, I called
up a boss for a wee. I'm literally honestly.
Go for a wee. So I called up my boss, and my boss was like, "Okay, he's that's fine. He's blacklisted." So he blacklisted us from ever going back there again.
It's not often. It's not often that you go and you get genuine.
When I'm if I've called up to call up and say this person has been and done this, it's like it's clearly bad. It's clearly very, very bad. So yeah,
there's nothing worse than when somebody like I had what's the word? I didn't need a spotter, but this guy decided to spot me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what a spotter is? You guys call the spotters over there. The guy.
Yeah, I just ignored him.
Yeah,
I have no. You know, so he decided. I think he was another driver, and he was just like, I was like, yeah, cool, thank you. I got this though. I'm like, no, I keep coming back, and then he was like, because I still had another 10 feet before I was going to hit the dock, but I was at an angle. But I wanted to go back a little bit further, just so when I straightened up my truck and trailer, I would actually be straight. But he was like, okay, stop right there, and I like, no, I'm going to back up. And I'm like, no, stop. He's like, just stop. I'm like, no. And then I got out of the truck. Can you fuck off, please? I'm going to back up just a little bit more, just so because I have very little room in front. So when I do pull forward, I'm going to take advantage of that. I've done this before, so please, I didn't want you in the first place. Okay, I appreciate it, but stop. You're now a nuisance. Okay, so I then okay, he was watching, so I just pulled forward, straightened up, and then backed in. You know what I mean? It was just some people. I know I appreciate when people help out because you are an extra set of eyes, but just be an extra set of eyes and don't give the advice unless it's actually.
So this is
simple as that.
This is something. If you're ever banksmaning me and you're backing me into a bay or you're backing me into doing something, I am not watching what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh God,
I'm not watching your hands. I am watching your position, and I'm making sure I'm not coming anywhere near you. I am not paying attention to any of your instructions at all, because at the end of the day, if I back up and I hit something and it's because you've directed me wrong, it is my fault.
Have you seen that video where the old man gets over from the bus stop and tries to help this Stobart's lorry into a site, and then he starts putting his head down this stupid little lane where he's about to reverse past the lamppost and basically squish him? Have you seen that one?
Oh my God.
Basically, this guy tries to... I
haven't seen that one. Maybe we'll show...
I think I did it in my CPC, and it's like a warning thing. And in that situation, you'd be like, literally just, mate, fuck off. You're not helping me.
Yeah, I would never let...
Yeah.
I don't even like it when when you go to certain companies and they say that you have to have a banksman.
Oh,
but yet
I hate that.
Time, get somebody that's doing this, so you can't actually see them when you're 40 foot behind me. In a mirror, and I might have got my worst one now because I've got cameras now, so nothing's clear when it's behind you. It's not clear like a mirror. So if you get a banksman, they're a bit grainy. You can't really. Anyway.
Have you ever had the banksman that smacks the lorry to say you to stop? He's like, I can't hear that.
It's probably the favorite part of their day.
The rules always state that you have to have a banksman. Doesn't say you have to listen to him.
The thing is,
I do give my students a set of rules. Yeah. When it comes to as in like everybody has their own guides. As in like you're gonna have one guy, do this, or you're gonna, what I mean, as in like it's just that when you're so far away in the mirror that sometimes you can't see this. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I don't see anything. I see hands. Yeah. Because of the whole depth perception, you know what I mean? As in like, no, as in like, so just go, there's this.
Yeah. Well,
they're not doing
that's what with Rebecca, what
Yeah.
Yeah, with what Rebecca's saying, with the mirror cams. And I will say, you like the mirror cams now, don't you?
No, not really.
Oh.
Do you not?
No.
Oh, well, fuck you then.
I admit they are helpful with things like a blind side, because back when I used to have mirrors, somebody stood in the way, and the amount of times I've shouted at a banksman going, I can't fucking see you, get out of the way, because they're still doing, the hand movements, but they're not in my line of sight. And you say to them, mate, I'm telling you, the trailer is covering that mirror, and my shoulder's covering the other.
Right behind your trailer, and you can't see them.
Yeah.
Do you know what? So okay, so if it's a place where I've said, if it's a place, so some place you do need a banksman, or you have needed a banksman,
yeah, sometimes,
and that's fine. In them sort of scenarios where I've said when I've said. But then they do that thing where they get in a position when they'll stand behind the truck so you can't see them. Yeah. What I will do is I'll stop, turn the reverse off. I'll sometimes turn the truck off, and I'll make them walk up to the window from the back. And I'll make them walk the full length of the truck. And then I'll look at them and go, I can't see you.
I have actually said,
and then I'll make them walk back again.
Banksman like that is if I turn up on a site, you are a dick.
Oh, shit.
How is this only discovered? I was just saying, when I turn up on site and you get a banksman like that, I basically just turn around and say, just shout at me if it's going wrong. I said, don't do anything. I'll ignore anything else. The moment it starts going wrong, just shout it's going wrong. That's all I want to know. I know what I'm doing otherwise, literally. Yeah.
The biggest advice I've always said to a banksman is, guess what I can see and you can see quite easily, is if you stand at the front of the truck.
Yeah.
Stand at the front of the truck where I can see you quite clearly and give me hand signals, left hand down, right hand down, bit more, bit right. I can see you clearly and you can see where the trailer's going.
Yeah.
It's, it's really not that difficult. Or you get them at the back of you and they're going, whoa, 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 whoa. And you're like, what? And you're 10 feet away from where you want to be.
See, there was on my banksman course.
Banksman course?
Oh, Tom's educated.
Yeah, so when I was at TP's, I did it. Well, because we had to do a banksman.
I've never actually heard the phrase banksman before.
No, have you not?
Yeah, that's what the people who.
Yeah.
So, but what you're supposed to do, the way that you're actually taught by the banksman, you're supposed to use both hands for everything.
It's like an airport, isn't it?
And if I'm helping it. Yeah, so if I'm directing a driver and I'm saying go a different way, so I'll do that. I'll do it with my left. So I can't. It's podcasting. With my left hand, I'm waving with one, and then with the right hand, I'm pointing if I want to go right, or I'm waving with my left hand and I'm pointing with my right. But what they say is, if with some more complicated turns, you'll probably need 3 banksmen.
Oh my god!
And as a driver, all I can think is, wait, I'm now supposed to watch 3 people and concentrate on
wrong
the
hand signals.
Right off.
Each one of them.
Yeah.
It's just they don't realise how in the way they're the amount of times I've been reversing and you're looking in your mirror, and do you ever do that where you mutter to yourself, I can't fucking see you, where have you gone?
Yeah, literally. Yes.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, and you're just kind of looking at them and then
they're shouting at you come on, you're like, I can't see you.
And you're looking at them going, mate, you're walking behind the truck whilst I'm reversing. What are you doing, you absolute twat?
This is a fact, and I was a banksman, and I'm sorry if you listen to this and you're a banksman. All banksmen are wankers.
Oh, controversial.
Wait, unless caveat. Unless I've asked you for help.
Okay. All right. And unless you've literally looked at them and gone, you're a good banksman, I'll have you. You can help me.
Yeah, there are exceptions.
If you're an unrememberable banksman, you did a good job.
Yes, if we're not ranting and raving, you're a good one. Yes.
That's the truth. That's the true.
That literally sums up the podcast.
Yeah.
They've actually come up to me and said, I'm going to stand here and do my business because I have to. He said, but I gather you're just going to ignore me, and I'll be like, yep.
That's
good
perfect.
banksman.
That's
good
so
banksman.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Stay out of the way,
In fact, can we get that guy training all banksmen in the UK? That's great. And I think on that note, Oh my word!
What happened?
Right, housekeeping.
Literally.
I know. We will get onto topics next week. I swear. Right. Okay. What housekeeping? Obviously, go to salmonslap.com. T-shirts.
Yes.
Look at the T-shirt. Oh
Beautiful.
yeah.
Hey, you can also get mugs and pillows and keyrings
can.
and scarves. There's a ton of stuff you can get. So you don't just have to get the T-shirt.
And
you know,
but
if you're going to get a T-shirt, get the premium T-shirt.
Yeah.
But get the premium T-shirt. You get a lot more color options when you get the premium one. It's a lot better quality. So it's only a couple of dollars more, and it's worth it.
I think this is, I think this is the premium. Actually, I think I got the premium.
Well, you can get that color on the regular tee, but the actual premium that I wanted, the color that I wanted, was only available.
The one
premium,
that you couldn't
which I'm
get,
happy.
David.
You can get anything.
I like
on
what
there.
David couldn't in America, though, could he?
I don't think it had anything to do with America. It's actually cheaper. I think the company is in America. Well, the link that you sent me was
right.
a pillow.
Yeah. It's actually right. We're tangenting. We're tangenting. That is
my god!
Right.
Sorry. Let's finish. Right. Yeah, go on.
Okay. So let's quickly. What have we got
anything to plug? Chloe,
Skip Chick Southwest. Check out my YouTube.
All right, Tom. What do you got again?
Except for Access. Rebecca and me have something that we are going to plug on a future episode, and Chloe as well. Sorry, I should.
Yes.
You know what?
Awesome.
You know what it is.
Forget Chloe.
You just pointed out you and Rebecca. I was like, "Oh, this is something I don't know about."
Yeah. Basically, everyone but David, essentially. So
I decided to pass on this venture.
Ooh.
Sorry, we're very excited.
Wait, venture or adventure? Ooh.
Okay. I like it.
Hint.
Wow, Mom, please don't make those puns.
They're going to happen more now.
Yeah.
That's how Tom works. Ask him not
Rebecca,
to do something.
You
might as well give him a microphone.
Now. Yeah, that's it.
Welcome to the Salmon Slap Empire.
If I'd known bumping into him randomly in the middle of a tipper yard would have got me this far, I wouldn't have guessed.
You see a giant and
you'd probably want to wave me as well.
The giant egg comes along with it.
I just had this giant come over and force his number on me, like, take my number.
I feel like I should correct this, but honestly, that just sounds funnier to me. So we're just going to go with that. We're going to go with that version.
Right,
that's not the fucking truth. Right,
David.
End the podcast. David,
all right, let's end the show.
Listen,
let's end the show.
You've been so good. No, you've been so good. You've been so good.
We'll let it happen. Come on.
We're letting you do it.
Oh, you're going to let this happen, Chloe, are you?
Oh,
I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
I'll plug it next week. Don't worry. Hopefully it'll be out by next week.
No, come on, David.
Come on.
David, come on.
Again,
okay.
I'll tell you.
Rebecca, ask him the question. What's your game?
Don't like being told what to do. What?
What's your game?
Oh, it's called My Trucking Skills.
David.
Or it may be called My European Truck Skills, because that game it's literally, it is ready, it's done. You can get it on the PC. You can't get it on the iPhone just yet, but there's some waiting we have to do on an update for the actual program that we use to create the game. So once that update is actually ready, we can actually throw it onto iOS and Android.
And hopefully me and David will have done a YouTube video over on your YouTube channel by next week.
Fingers crossed.
And you're about to go and have a look at some of the levels, and you'll get to watch me freak out and not do the game anymore,
and you'll get to watch me yell at Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good. We are watching that. Right. That's going to be amazing.
Okay. And on that note, actually, 1 second. Make sure you go like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff on YouTube. Make sure you give us 5 stars on all of the places that you can
Leave
give that.
a review.
Give us good reviews. And if you're on Facebook, or if you've got a Facebook HGV group and you want to share us and put us our name out there, that would be so very appreciated. Because in the day, the way we learn, or it's not the way we learn, the way we get out there is we fucking learn as well. We don't learn.
We are literally learning.
If you've listened to this, we learn nothing. But yeah, okay. And on that note, if you haven't listened, wait, is that what I was saying?
Yeah, you're on it. Go on, you're doing well.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you. Thanks, Chloe. That's really nice. Yeah. If you, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. And if you haven't, this is genuinely me forgetting how to finish the fucking podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't listened, how did you get this far?
Literally.
And I guess we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.